Hello, and this is my review of Weed's 1971 self-titled debut album. Now, Weed is sort of the leftovers of a band called Virus, a German band in the 1960s, 70s, who I actually like and who the first song I ever heard from them was a song called King Heroin, which I actually kind of liked. It was kind of different. It features Reinhold Spiegfeld on bass, Bernd Holman on vocals, Werner Monka on guitar, Rainer Schnell on keyboards, potentially Ken Hensley on the lead vocals, guitars, keyboards, but it's not really confirmed ever, and that's kind of Becker on drums, who I actually kind of forgot to write down here. Pete Becker, whatever his name was, on drums. Fantastic band listening to this album. It was recorded in March 71 between the Salisbury Look at Yourself releases, and yeah. Now, also, like I said, it's with the remnants of Virus. So there is almost, as you would say, a progressive side to this album that I actually really enjoy. But anyway, let's get into the first song of the album, which is Sweet Morning Light. Now, has a great slide, bass, and drum opening, a very good twin guitar attack, and it's a just really good sound to it as well. Like, even listening to the opening and the lyrics to it, the singing, it's very catchy. It's a pretty catchy song. It has beautiful, beautiful audible bass lines to this song that I just can't get over. A good organ sound. This is where I think if Ken Hensley was in here, this is where and why it would be just that Hensley type organ sound. And it also has in this a very driving bass. It just drives. It's kind of like unrelenting in a way in how really fast and how good of a bass player this guy was. Uh, it ends with almost that heap like vocals of and then it goes into this infectious sound into the guitar solo. It's just great guitar driven music. And this is a song I could actually really truthfully picture on Actually Look at Yourself or even Salisbury. I could picture this song, and it's kind of a shame that Uriah Heep, if it was in fact, and never really did anything with this stuff, because some of it's pretty good. Next song on the album, Lonely Ship. It's a slow acoustic, but it is heavy. Like, you listen to it, I listened to it with headphones, and it's one thing to listen to music with just speakers and that, but if you put on like the headphones and listen to what's going on, holy shit, this thing is heavy. Has some really soft vocals to it, solid bass. It's just a very beautiful song and beautiful vocal harmonies to it. It's nothing like over the top like other songs you might hear where they might try and oversing it. It's just very mellow. You kind of just feel like you're melting into the song. Now, next up is My Dream. Now, it starts with a beautiful sort of keyboard piano, but the only qualm I have about it is the fact that even with headphones, it is so hard to hear. It's almost like the guy who was mixing the album or recorded it and then mixed it. There was a mix-up somewhere because the level on it was so hard you could hardly hear it. And until it like built a little bit of intensity, then you could hear it a little more without the headphones. But then it went back to soft, and it's like you just can't hear it. But I love the keyboards, bass, and that blaring with the vocals. And when that comes in, it's like, okay, now we can hear it. It's very audible to hear. And Then you have some really good vocals by the singer. Then a foot tapping guitar solo, vocals, then another outro guitar solo. The thing I love so much about this album is it is guitar heavy. If you love electric guitar, slide guitar, anything to do with guitar, I really think this is an album for you. It's maybe not. It's kind of a shame that this album never got really recognized, but it's a great record. Like, just listening to it. Then you get, in my opinion, this is one of my favorite songs I've ever heard in my life. It's Slowing Down. It's a great foot tapping song. Beautiful Hensley slide guitar. Beautiful vocals. It's catchy as shit. I'm slowing down. You finally found that ice cold ground. I don't need no sense of trouble and no more hanging just around. It's just good. It's beautiful vocals, catchy as I said. Very solid rhythm section throughout this entire album. That's one thing that I can't stress enough about this band at this time, even if it was a one-off. The rhythm to it was so damn good. Just listening to it, especially bass. Like, the bass player's a freaking beast. It is, but it also is very kind of a political song. You can hear parts to it. Dear Mormon dying, politicians lying, keep my soul, I'm slowing down. And then it has some great Heap-like vocal harmonies, and ends with another great guitar solo. Like, a lot of this is, some might say this is almost overboard or guitar noodling and shit, but I enjoy the fuck out of this stuff. It really is. It's some of my favorite stuff to listen to. Song number 5 on the album is Before I Die. Now, this sounds so much like a Heap-esque Byron sung song, or even a Hensley sung song with great lyrics, Heap-like harmonies, a solid rhythm section, a nice tempo change plus keyboard solo, and then it's like ending with like these dueling keyboard piano piece that it's just amazing to listen to. Before I Die. It's a great song to listen to. Some might say it's typical of prog. Like, this is very, it's almost like hard rock meets krautrock meets progressive rock all at once, and it's so good. Now, the final song on the album is the self-titled song, Weed. The only instrumental song on the album. And this is what I love about this album, this dueling guitar, whether it's just normal electric guitar, whether it's slide and lead playing at the same time. Some absolutely fantastic drumming on this album. This guy is a beast on drums, really good. And, yeah, it's also amazing guitar work, as I said, throughout this. It's almost head-banging, foot-tapping, and then all of a sudden, bam, it just slows down right in the middle into, like, this build-up. It builds up a little bit again. Then it uses soft guitar with guitar work with wah over top of a slide guitar. This is something like Mick fucking Box and Ken Hensley would do. This is just beautiful shit for this section. And then it quickly, after it starts getting mellow for a bit, it builds up again into this frantic, frantic, frantic pace until the end. Now that's that all about the songs. Now, production-wise, there was a few, I think, kerfuffles that might have hurt the album from being a perfect record. Very much so, the song My Dream is hurt a lot by production. But the rest of the album sounds really good. There's parts where, like, the guitars, you could tell it was a very guitar-heavy album with elements of prog and all this. But I love it. It's just great. This can, like, be great music just to listen to. Want something to really wake you up in the morning? Listen to Sweet Morning Light. It's a really good song. Yeah, so that's my review of it. Be sure to like, comment, favorite, subscribe. Go listen to it. It is on YouTube. You can find it. Listen to it. Tell me what you guys thought of the album. Personally, I think it's a damn good album. If I had to give it a rating out of 5, I would give it a 4, but that's just because of production issues. Like, that's the only thing holding it away for me from being a 5-star album. This, listen to it. It's great. It's fantastic. I highly recommend this album to listen to. This is me here once again with another one of my reviews. I'm not sure what I'm going to be doing next. It's probably going to be another Uriah Heep album review or something else. I'm not sure yet. But once again, peace.